Hello and welcome to my summer interview series. This is episode 11 and episode 12. And today I'm super excited for my friend who's joining me, Kim. She brings so much energy to everything she does, and I had the privilege of meeting her officially on the cruise back in May. And I'm just so excited for her to share her story. And I'll be honest, I am completely amazed by the things that she does and the things she's accomplished in her life and just where she's going, because I know it's going to be amazing big places. So while we're waiting on her to jump on here, I just wanted to give you a brief overview again of what is integrated living. Integrated living is combining your passions with the work that you do in a way that you love and that you love to live your life. I think a lot of times we do work that we don't necessarily love because we just have to, right? And we kind of keep our passions on the side in hopes that maybe someday we will use them or do something with them, right? But everyone I'm interviewing in this series has found a way to not only make their passions a huge part of their life, but really to do it in a way that creates an income as well and helps so many people. And so I'm super excited to have Kim join me today. Let's see if she is on here. Not yet. So we'd love to hear that, or show us that you're here. Just comment below. And we'd love to hear any questions that you have from this series. What are you loving? Is there a profession you would like to hear from? Someone who has figured out how to combine your passions with creating income and doing work you love. What kind of professionals would you like to hear from? We're going to be continuing this through August, so I still have several people lined up to share their story of where they're at. So I'm very excited to do that, and it's been such a blessing for me to learn from all of these amazing people and see that, people are doing it and making it work. I think, we tend to get stuck in our thinking sometimes of we just have to go to our 9 to 5 and, work those 40 hours a week for those 40 years. And there really is a better way where you can have both and do work that you love. So super, super excited for that. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, thanks so much. I really loved the interview I did with you and just, how you've made this work with your life through all different stages and, with your kids. So much fun. So Kim should be on here in just a minute. She's got kids like I do, and as we know, kids are unpredictable. So, here she is. So we know that when we have kids, they can change our schedules quite a bit, right? All right, so she is coming on right now, and I'm super, super excited. Like I said, I first met Kim on the cruise as I was stuffing my face with Mexican food.
Hi, Dr. Super great. Hey. Oh, I forgot about the headphones.
Is there still an echo? There is.
Do you have headphones, Kim?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Hey, is that better?
Yes, no echo. Yay!
Hello.
Awesome. Hey, how are things in your neck of the woods?
Good. We finally got rain in central Illinois, so that's good. I mean, we're in northern Illinois, but we finally got rain in the central part of the United States, so that's very good.
That's awesome. Yeah, here on the West Coast, I don't know the last time it rained, honestly.
I know, right?
I don't even know.
Well, our crops are dying because of it, so we needed it so bad. I know.
Oh, no, that's no good. Well, hey, Kim, thanks so much for joining me today. I know that you guys are busy with summer and having fun. Yeah, thank you. Oh, outside. I love it.
It's gorgeous out here. Oh,
yeah. I love it. Good. What are all the kids up to today?
Everyone's going to bed right now, which is lovely. So Mom gets her 2 hours of time and
Awesome.
Quiet. And I don't know about you, but that's usually catch-up time. There's 5 million things that need to be done, that need to be reset, or life doesn't proceed.
That's so true. So very true. Well, thank you for sharing some of that time with us today. So for those who don't know you, would you like to give a little intro, Kim? Just tell us about yourself. You said you live in Illinois. Tell us about your family, and what's your favorite thing to do for fun for you?
Yeah. Well, I live in Illinois, just outside of Chicago, and I am a stay-at-home mom and a homeschool mom. And boy, I have three small kiddos. My oldest is 8, and then my next is 5 and 2, and one on the way.
Yay!
And we have been up here in this northern Illinois area for like 12 years already now. And I knew all along that I wanted to stay home with my kiddos. So this has been like a dream come true, really. And it was really, really good to be with them. And I love teaching them too because it's so fun to see them learn. I think that might be one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
And something I like to do for fun. I mean, I like to do all sorts of stuff. If I didn't have small babies, I would be either coaching or playing volleyball. That would be my thing, I think.
Oh my gosh, that's something we have in common. I grew up playing volleyball and loved it. I don't know that I was ever that great, but I sure loved it.
Oh, I love it too. I can't even go to a game and stay seated. I get so excited. It's totally embarrassing, I'm sure.
Do any of your kids have any interest in volleyball yet?
Not yet. They're all like the
yet.
size of the ball at this point. Even my
That's
8-year-old is so tiny that I'm like, years before she's going to be on it, you know?
Maybe a great back row digger, huh?
Totally true.
There you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell me about your professional background. Like, amazing. Yeah. First of all, PhD. Can you explain what your PhD is in and what did that mean?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Everybody always asks me that. Okay, so I got a PhD just because I went to college really early. I started really early. I started when I was 16, so I was done. I was done really early, even though I got a PhD. I kind of just kept going because I was still so young. Everybody I knew was still in college, so I just kept going. And it was beautiful. I ended up with this PhD with it's in industrial organizational psychology, and that is the psychology of work. So I studied things like teams and group dynamics and organizational change and performance and structured interviews and hiring and selecting and all of those kind of things.
Oh, wow.
Like the whole work cycle. And I loved it. I stayed because I loved it. And I mean, I worked in the professional world for a couple of years, but I was also really, really excited to leave it when I was going to get married to some handsome guy and, you know, start a new chapter in life. And then I was a professor for several years while we first got married. And I loved the teaching world, which is how this kind of has become a natural bridge for me to teach my kids.
That's so amazing. Well, I mean, knowing you, it sounds like everything that you've done in your career and in your jobs has really all culminated into this perfect storm of what you do today, right? I mean, you do all those things.
It's true. Oh, it's so true, because now I get to build a team, and now I get to recruit, and now I get to work on team dynamics and organizational change, and it's lovely. It's awesome.
Yeah, so tell me, I know we had kind of talked about this on the cruise, but you had kind of sat on the sidelines for a little bit just watching, right? You were watching Katy Odom,
I was
right?
like the great skeptic, yes. She joined with Shackley six years ago, I believe, and we were in the same circle of friends, and I was like, that sounds like people are drinking the green tea or something, you know? I just was so skeptical, and I just didn't know, and I watched for a long time, and then I just really began to witness that what was going on was really led with integrity and love and service, a heart of service, and that changed everything for me. I really started to see that it wasn't what I thought it was, and it was wanting to impact people's lives and help them and serve them, and you know, now she's at a different point where she's like helping and growing leaders, which is beautiful and really takes a whole new level of courage. So it's been really neat. And yeah, I had to come to her after 5 years and say, okay, I know I was, you know, sitting on the fence and a skeptic for years, but I've watched you and I've seen you be so filled with integrity that I'm totally drawn to this business model of wanting to share health as well.
That's so powerful you say that. I mean, that just attests to the fact of sticking with it, right? Because you waited 5 years to talk to her. That's just amazing.
Yeah, 5 years. And she did stick with it, and she was doing so well and just really succeeding, but never succeeding like in any kind of a bragging context. It was always very much an authentic, humble, you know, I'm here because of my team, and I'm here because my people are achieving and growing, and it's just beautiful. She just has a really beautiful spirit, and that just was definitely my attraction.
She really, really does. So tell me, you're very busy. You have many kids and you have another one on the way. How does this work with your life? I know it was an
Yeah.
answer to prayer, right? You wanted to stay home and have that. So what does this look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't go in financially with a need. My husband probably could have
Mm-hmm.
cared less if I brought an income in at all. Um, but that being said, I was using the products and loving the products. So when somebody mentioned to me I could get the products for free, I was like, wait a minute, what? That would be so cool. So I got really excited about that. And I did definitely need people to like shape within me the idea that it is possible to squeeze it into my life because I didn't feel like I just had a bunch of spare time. Although I will tell you, I
Because you
have a,
don't.
right, right. Although I will tell you, I do have a really high need for input and I love reading. And sometimes I read 6 or 8 books at a time. And I'll have
I do
friends say to
too.
me, yeah, and I have friends that say to me, "How do you do that? I don't even understand how you do that. Don't you have 3 children?" And I'm like, "Yes." And you know what? They take a quiet time every day for 2 hours, and every morning I wake up way before them, so I have time then. And at night, they all go to bed at 7 o'clock. So in my life, I always said to my husband, "We don't watch TV. We're not out at night. So really from 7 to 10 p.m., we should be learning like another language or growing something cumulative that we like investing in. Like we should be learning things or flipping houses or I always had like so much energy and excitement about like, let's take on a new challenge. And he's looking at me like, can we just
Oh,
rest?
that's my husband. He's always like, wait, what?
Yes, yes. So my energy level has always been really high, and I've always just wanted to be, doing something meaningful. So I've kind of given up some of the book reading. Like I'm not reading 6 and 8 at a time anymore. Like I'm trying to go down to 1, and I'm still really actively involved in my church, and I have been for 10 years, so I haven't given that up. And obviously still homeschooling my kids. But what I've done differently in the last 2 years is just really try to be more proactive about my time and be more proactive about my day. And this might sound really strange, but I started meal planning like a month at a time. And then that's really taken that question out of my head and that drama out of my head, which is great. So
Yes.
that simplified my life. And then I also started a structure and a calendar for when I do house things. So I clean every Friday for 3 hours, and that's it. I don't clean my house otherwise. And I do all my laundry on 2 days a week. So when the laundry pile looks gigantic and huge, I can walk by it and be like, I don't need to do that. It's not Wednesday or Saturday. Wednesday and Saturday is when I do the laundry. And I had to like
I love
set
it.
parameters on that. And then once I started doing that, I was finding I have all this free time. Like I think before I was just making things take time that didn't
Well,
necessarily need to be done.
there's always something that needs to be done, right? I mean,
Yes.
we're moms. There's always something that needs picked up, cleaned up, wiped up,
Yes.
whatever, right? So
Yes,
that
it's
is
so
so
true.
powerful.
It's so true. And that has helped me so much. I mean, it has really given me a frame of reference for my mind and allowed me to slot chunks of time to a business that, to be quite honest with you, I mean, I'm fitting it in within 6 hours a week probably.
That's amazing.
And at one point in the week, I get a babysitter every week. So I get a 3 hour solid chunk of focused energy to completing those tasks. So otherwise they'll weigh on me. But I always know I have a babysitter hired for every week at this time. Those are my 3 hours, like hone in, don't waste that time, hone in on my business and what needs to get done. So I'm really intentional about it now. And that's been incredible. Like it's been incredible. So much
Yeah,
easier.
that's so great. Well, I mean, putting systems in place is really what you're talking about.
It's the key.
And
It's true.
so yeah, such a key there. So, when you're talking to other moms, right? Because there's a lot of moms watching this. What advice would you give them just in their life if they're looking for something? Because motherhood is so important, right? That is a huge part of what we do. But I think you and I are a lot alike. We want something outside of the home too. Something that doesn't just impact our family, but impacts ripples across
People.
the globe, right? So what advice would you give for other moms and people just looking for something like this?
Yeah, I think that the best gift I've gotten out of this business is that somebody mentioned in the very first training videos that I ever watched, just to encourage us to dream. And I think as a stay-at-home mom, I stopped dreaming.
Yeah.
And I stopped thinking about me, and I stopped thinking about purposeful things. I started letting things like bedwetting or nursing schedules like really run my mind. and it caused me to like lose pieces of myself. So when someone really encouraged me to dream, I remember one of the first training videos, she just kind of said, my first dream was I wanted my products for free. My second dream was that I wanted to take a family photo every year professionally, and I wanted to be able to pay for it. And then I wanted to be able to get a dog. And then after that, I wanted to finish my basement. And she's like, and every time I moved places in my business, I found that she goes, I found that I had to get a bigger dream. And I thought that was the coolest thing I had ever heard. I was like, I've never allowed myself to dream. I've never sat down and said, if I had a small business on the side, what if I could get all the products I wanted for free? What if my kids' health would increase because I could do that without guilt of spending my husband's money or having to answer to him or whatever, or my skincare line or whatever it might be. Like I'd never purchased a skincare line before because I had never invested in myself that way. So all of those things were like a new dream for me, and it was beautiful and exciting. So I wrote a list, like a word for word list, and mine included a dog that you've probably just heard barking.
Yeah, I love it.
And each time I've hit growth in my business, I've done one of these new dreams, and I'm like, this is so cool that we're building something cumulative, something that is growing, something that is involved with investing in relationships with people that I wouldn't naturally talk to. I mean, I have my sister-in-law in my business, my niece in my business, people I get to talk to so much more often because we're in business together. I love that part. It's so fun, and it's fun to encourage them, and I just find such wholeness in that community of really walking alongside people as they're setting goals, and I love that part. And I think that stay-at-home moms, you could still have such an impact, and you could still dream, and you can do things for your family and open doors that weren't going to be opened otherwise.
Yeah, that's so true. So I would love to know if you want to share with us, what is your big dream right now?
Well, right now we're at the finishing the basement stage. We decided we're not going to move, and we're going to stay in our house, but we have a 3-bedroom house and a 4th baby on the way, so we're feeling a little tight. And I think we're going to finish the basement, which is an enormous amount of money and investment. So I told my husband, I'd like to be able to pay up front on my piece of it for half of it. And that's my desire, is that I would get to be the one that says, hey, I earned this money. I've set it all aside for this. I want to do this for us. And he's just like, are you serious right now? I mean, I haven't. He's like, this is the coolest thing ever, because really it took an item off of our budget line anyways, that we weren't buying the products anymore. And then using the money to then be paying down debt. Or I got my daughter violin lessons, which are crazy expensive, but she just loves them. And we wouldn't have naturally done that had we not, had this opportunity. So it's just open doors for us. And the free travel. Right. I'm like, well, how much money did the free travel save us? Like, we didn't have to take a family vacation last year because we had this amazing trip paid for. So it's like, well, that's a couple $1,000s. And I just think it's dreams I had never thought of before, I mean, I never dreamed of the car bonus. I never dreamed of the trips. This has just been such a gift.
Right. I remember, too, of the not dreaming. Because it's so funny, because when you're a kid, you dream about everything, right? You're going to be president of the United States, and you're going to, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And then something happens along the way that, we stop dreaming, and we stop having that wonder. And, but that's so amazing. I remember, as a young mom, just dreaming that my cup of coffee would stay hot. That I could drink it, and it would still be hot.
I still have that dream every day. Like, I'm going to eat a hot meal today. I can feel it.
I love it.
I feel it. But
amen
I do feel
for shakes, right?
Amen. And it's so true that this lifestyle has offered me the opportunity to have a babysitter every week that I pay for out of my Shackley income because I want to prioritize my marriage. I want to have a great marriage when this child raising stage is over. And I want to be able to do some things that I hadn't thought of before. And I grew up on a lake in Minnesota. And yes, we have this silly little pond back here. But I would love to own a boat someday. And my husband's like, oh my goodness, a boat. And I'm just like, yes, I grew up on a lake. I love the lake. So, I mean, I don't know if the Lord's going to do all of that, but it's so fun to even just be building something that's cumulative and grows, and it's natural and it's organic, and it doesn't feel pushy. It doesn't feel pressured. It feels just like love. I just love that part,
So true. Is there anything else that you would like to share with everyone listening?
Well, I just think that for my team especially, I always share with people that are sitting on the fence, there's no risk.
It's true.
There's just no risk. The only thing that holds us back are the 6 inches between these 2 ears. and there's no risk. Like the financial investment up front, there's no hidden fees and hidden monthly commitments and quotas and things that those were all the things that held me back. Like all the things that I believed had to have been somewhere in the red tape that no one told me, that I was getting duped in, you know, or that I felt like I was going to get a boss. Like, oh, I'm going to get pressure from X, Y, and Z. And when I found out none of those things were true, and then I can share that with other people, that's like the first thing I address, because I feel like those are the biggest concerns, you know, of what's the fine detail right in here. And right now it's join free, so there's no better time.
Right.
I mean, you join and you're like, okay, I just started a business. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I bet you Chelsea's going to teach me.
Right?
Let's
have some
do
amazing videos out there, right?
Let's do this. Let's just find out what happens. I mean, I've had a few girls that have just said, I'm going to give it a year and just commit 3 to 6 hours a week and just find out what happens. What can I do with this thing in a year? And they have been blown away. Just, they made the commitment. They got their husbands on board and they're like, I'm just going to try this. And it has been rocking their world. So I just feel like there's so little to lose and so much to gain that it takes courage. It takes courage, but it's worth it. But it's worth it.
Yeah. I remember that's when I started my business. I was like, well, I've got 5 years before the kids are in school. And if it doesn't work in 5 years, then okay, well, I didn't really lose much. You know, we got healthier, whatever. But it worked in 2 for me. That was with having a baby and moving and, you know. So, yeah, you're so right there.
Amen. Well, and my sister-in-law said the same thing you said. She said, my kids go to school in 2 years. I'm just going to see what happens between now and then. Maybe I don't have to go back to work. And it's like, that's exactly right. And my husband always says, if the worst that comes out of this is that we stay healthy and keep our kids out of a doctor, best decision we ever made.
Amen, right?
So it's just so limited. And I just hope that anybody watching this, I mean, just ask the questions that need to be asked, because you'll be shocked at the honesty and the truth behind the business model. It's so healthy.
It really is. It really is. I have never felt pressure or that awkwardness of, you know, you have to reach this, or you have to do this, or you have to do it this way.
Yes.
And I think that's the beauty of it. You know, we all do our businesses differently, but our community, I can't wait to see. Are you going to be in Vegas?
Of course.
Yes. Okay, good. I know you were. Good. I'm so excited to see you. Well, thank you so much, Kim. This has been great.
Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for choosing to chat with me. I really appreciate it, Chelsea.
Thank you. No, I thank you so much. This has been so... I wish I could sit with you right now in your backyard and have some tea or something. Wouldn't that be so fun?
It would have to be cold, though. Cold tea, because dang, it's hot out here. It's gorgeous.
That's totally fine. I love cold tea. All right. Well, I will see you next week. And if anybody is watching and you have questions, just you want honest answers about anything that we talked about today, then reach out to one of us. We're happy to answer your questions. I always say you don't know what you don't know. And, you know,
there's no stupid question.
There really aren't. And this could be the right thing for you, like it has been for us, or maybe it's not, and that's okay. So,
and we'll love you anyway.
Right. That's right. That is exactly right. We will love you anyway. All right, everyone. Take care, and thank you again, Kim.
Bye, Chelsea. Love you, girl.
Bye. Love you too. See you next week.
See ya.